Read the disclaimer 13 and up. Alrighty, hello everyone, this is another Beyblade X video. This one's kind of an interesting one because it's something I wanted to do for a while. Obviously, custom stickers, so I will probably now have a video that first appears of me doing the process. So I'm gonna have this video playing in the background of me trying to insert it. I don't know if I'm gonna speed it up or not, but yeah, it takes a little bit to push in, but not too much, and I'll explain the process afterwards. But obviously, my first hurdle was the fact that I can't exactly take apart the blade because the blade has rivets on it, and in order to take it apart you have to break the rivets, and I'm not doing that. So the other option was I leave the sticker on the top, but then after I thought, well, the reason why these stickers are protected is because of how fast the bays are in smacking at each other and at top angles, all that stuff, that yeah, sticker would probably get pieced up. That's also why I'm not doing any custom sticker designs for the actual bays, because the more I did these battles, the more I realized, yeah, no, Takara told me it was smart not doing stickers because of the fact that they would fly off after 2 battles. So yeah, essentially what you're gonna need, which I'm now going to cut in, you basically need something like this. I believe this is kind of like what they use like for the locks or whatever, but just anything that's really thin that can just hold it, just to slide it underneath to push it in. You will need to kind of maneuver a little bit. So my first attempt, I did not do this. I didn't realize I actually had this tool. So yeah, this one's a nice one. This one's a Pegasus. So looks pretty nice. The cool thing is it doesn't really interfere with anything. You can admire the beauty. So to slide underneath is a little bit tricky, but it doesn't take too much. Plus this looks like really freaking cool, man. And to do customs like this, I enjoy quite a bit. So there you go, look at how neat it is. So the next thing to do obviously in this portion is to just do a quick test launch, do a couple, just see if it holds. If it doesn't hold, I have to make sure I reposition it, really. So, you know, we gotta put this through the ringer right now, okay? I mean, the goal here is just to have, like, you know, explore creativity. So you can see that the sticker barely is moving at all. Plus, you can just kind of like push and adjust if you wanted to. Let's try it again. So, pretty good. It's gonna probably barely move, if at all. I can try again just to make sure. I'm doing this to see if I can make it fly off. So with method 1, it's okay, and I want to make sure you saw the text before, by the way, and the video if you didn't. Obviously, it's not a perfect method. I think this video is more just a proof of concept. If I end up finding a way to insert it where it can work perfectly, I will probably do an update. The issue with inserting is that it gets tricky because the goal is not to break the blade and the rivets to do that, because I'm just trying to think for WBO events, trying to put the sticker and trying to see how possible it is. Not even just trying to insert it, just making sure that it doesn't affect any performance. As far as I can tell, it doesn't affect any performance at all. The only thing is maybe that you maybe kill the original sticker trying to do it, but it could also be improper method of inserting. Maybe there is a lot more of an easier method that I cannot see right now, but either way, to insert to have custom, it's not even too hard to do. But between method 1 and method 2, if it ends up where method 1 is too tricky because to insert it takes a lot to do, and it becomes really annoying, then there's method 2, which you're going to see in a moment. The other thing I thought maybe is just doing like a basic insert, and just if it holds, right? Kind of just like paper, whatever, like top quality, and then I have to just let it hold on there. That could also be a thing that maybe could also work. Whatever the most ideal. X is very annoying to try to customize. I do wish, at the very least, could have been a lot easier than what it currently was, but it is what it is, and eventually I'll replace that drawn sword anyways. It was a really beat up one anyway, so it doesn't really matter a couple weeks. So yeah, for the content and for the viewer, I guess. So enjoy the other method. Okay, so here we have method number 2. I just did this very quickly to cut this and put it on top. So let's say you want to put the sticker on the top. So the benefit is that, unlike 1, you run into less issues to slide it in and to apply. Because the issue with the first method is that you'll basically just end up destroying the first sticker, whether you're trying to get the actual sticker slid in, or if you want to try to take it out. And I'm speaking on the take it out experience that, well, I have now one drawn sword that's not gonna have anything there. But I am a little bit curious, you know, I want to see what happens just doing a bunch of test stuff. You know, could you just have the sticker on the top? You know, how bad is it if you want to just have a custom one? And at least on the bright side, the other one, does it affect anything? Because you can just take it off easy. I mean, you have to probably clean a little bit of little glue or whatever, but... Oh, it's like I got a burst. To the Dragoon. Yeah, I need to basically do like a couple of these just to get through it, so... I just really need hell size. Oh, another burst, damn. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, I mean, the sticker honestly doesn't look too bad. You have it on top like this, but I mean, that's kind of what you get basically. You either you try to slide it in. Okay, well, let me rephrase. Okay, so here's the pros and cons for each one of the things. So for method 1, pros is, you know, it is protected inside, you know, looks a little bit more proper that you put it there. Okay, cons, to apply and to take out is still a little bit tricky. It's easier to apply than it is to take out. And if you try to apply it, you might end up just giving up and eventually losing the sticker. The second one is just that the launcher, that little white part, will probably make contact on it and maybe scratch it and maybe in battle. And the glue will look a little bit annoying. But it does protect that little chip at the end, so do with what you will. You know, eventually I'll try to get around to it. But for right now, I at least tried to attempt. So this is at least proof of concept. So on either way, it doesn't really affect the performance at all. On either method. So use with that info as you will. I'll now have one naked gear bits drawn sword and one kind of scratched up hell scythe, but in a month doesn't really matter, right? Anyway, it was to see, because obviously the answer is if I broke the blade, I wouldn't have to deal with either of the real issues, but I don't want to do that. So